People are using AI to do all types of things, especially ChatGPT to like spit out all types of things. Today, we're going to see if it can spit out answers to your request for advice and then compare it to the advice that we're going to give, which will clearly be superior.
But first, we're going to guess the definition of a word.
Welcome to Good Mythical More.
Without the help of ChatGPT or any AI.
Okay.
Today's word is titty nope. Yes, it is the word.
Is there 3 T's or just?
It's titty and then nope, but it's all one word.
TITTYNOPE. Okay.
I think this is when you're in that situation.
Titty
and
nope.
You're looking one way and then you turn around and you accidentally brush up against someone's breast. But then you realize that you didn't. You just hit their shoulder or hit like someplace else on their body.
Elbow.
And it wasn't. That's a titty nope. You thought maybe it was, but nope, it's not. I would know that wasn't a titty if you did that.
Titty nope.
Yeah.
This is a term.
Oh. You don't agree with me.
Used.
Shocking.
It's actually what was originally called a cat in tic-tac-toe, but now it's referred to as a titty nope.
When you get 3 across?
No, it's when nobody wins.
I thought what'd you call it?
A titty nope.
But what'd you call it before that?
A cat.
Oh. You know what? It's been like since grade school that I heard anybody say that. I would just call it a draw.
Isn't it called a cat?
That's how out of touch I am.
Yeah.
I've heard somebody.
Draw a C over.
I've heard somebody refer to it.
So what is it? Twinkle Finger's like,
He's like,
I need to Photoshop it.
I guess I got to think of the definition.
We got a new system down here.
You know, it's actually ultimately better.
It refers to a small quantity of anything left over. So the broccoli you left uneaten on your plate is a titty nope of the meal. And the dregs of tea are also a titty nope. And also,
So I've been eating the titty nopes off of all of my family members' plates.
Morgan and I both swear we've talked about titty nope before. It just seems like something that we would
Two of y'all
talk
have.
about.
Yeah.
The two of y'all have.
Checks
Okay.
that.
All right, so
Titty nope.
let's see if ChatGPT can keep up with our advice-giving skills. Ask
Okay,
us anything.
we are taking Mythical Beast questions, starting with one from @John Crop. I don't know. How do I start feeling okay about being single forever?
Well, how do you feel okay about being single forever? See, it's like, is that what you should do? I guess that's what you want to do.
Well, the question is, how can he feel okay? It sounds like he is assuming he's going to be single forever, and he wants to feel okay.
Just list out all the things that are better because you're single, and just only focus on those things. List out some things that would be better if you were in a relationship, and then ball that up and burn it.
You know what? That's a great. That's
symbolically.
great.
So, like, what's all the things that you can do when you're single? You can only buy 1 ticket to a movie.
Yep.
It's half price.
That's awesome.
Of 2. You can go to dinner, and you don't have to feel guilty for not talking.
Yeah.
There's no one to talk to.
You can go on a walk.
Wait, do you go out to dinner and you're like, Chrissy, I don't want to talk?
All the time.
No. Sometimes
I've been on a double date with them, and they don't say a word.
and I feel bad about it.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be that couple out at dinner. It's like, oh, look at that couple. They didn't even talk to each other.
Yeah, but that couple can listen to all the other couples, which
is that
the
what
more
y'all do?
fun thing to do. Well, it depends.
See, y'all don't talk to each other.
It depends on what else is going on.
You don't talk to each other.
We talk
and you feel
to each
bad
other
about it.
constantly, but we also never go out. So,
Well, here's one thing you can do. You can walk places and not have your partner complain that you're walking too fast. Because your legs are so long.
You set the pace.
My legs are half as long as yours. Your step is twice as long as mine. No, you're like an exceptionally slow walker. No, you're an exceptionally fast walker. That'll never happen if you stay single. That'll never happen.
Her leg's half as long, but it does still have a knee in the middle.
What do you think? I'm just hypothetical.
Oh, yeah.
This is hypothetical. What do you mean, her?
This hypothetical person,
I'm not talking about any person in
there's a
particular.
knee in the middle of that leg still.
Yeah, right.
When you said it was half as big, it made me think there wasn't a knee.
Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah.
You're really going to fall behind if you
It's
just.
still a leg. It's still a full leg.
Okay, is that the completion of your advice?
That's it.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
See how
List.
So,
Burning.
So we use Chat GPT for this, all of our answers here, and there's a lengthy response, but then there's also like a little bit of a summary. I'm going with the summary.
Give us a summary.
Feeling okay about being single forever can be a challenging journey, but here are some steps you can take to start feeling more comfortable and content. 1. Accept your situation. 2. Focus on the positives. 3. Build a strong support system.
Okay.
4.
Out of what?
Pursue personal growth.
How about
Not
And
people.
5. Reframe your thoughts. Just because you're single
It doesn't
doesn't
mean
mean
you're
you
not
don't
gonna
have
have friends.
friends
Oh,
and family.
That's a completely different thing, man.
yep, they are. That's true. I'm sorry.
Hey, I think that's a great 5-point
That
system.
was kind of the strongest points of their argument
Were our points.
were our points.
And we gave examples, hypotheticals. You know, not about anybody specifically.
So I think we
So-
win that one.
1 point for Team
Ask us another one.
Well, I was trying to look through the points and see which one was like grow longer legs, but I don't see that one.
Yeah.
Okay, this is from at KC Ty 934. Sometimes people will tweet at me and go, "You said my name right and more, thank you." And then it puts a lot of pressure on me. And then this episode, I think I'm going to get everyone's name incorrect. So you can tweet at me to tell me I got them incorrect too.
Well, I mean, are they a bot? Their name has a number in it.
Well, and to
Maybe.
clarify, is that an at symbol?
Yeah. Yep. I'm scared of a squirrel.
Of course you are.
I'm scared of a squirrel
Period. That's it.
jumping out
What do I
of
do
a
now?
tree and onto my head
Yep.
when I walk under them. How can I change this?
Well,
Hey, one time a squirrel jumped on me, guys.
No.
I was in Williamsburg, Virginia, and I was getting one of those hoops, those wooden hoops that the kids used to hit down the street with a stick
Yep.
out of an old wooden shack.
Yeah. Squirrel thought it was a nut.
And a squirrel jumped on me.
So that woman's rolling the largest nut I've ever seen down the road.
And then
Thought
what?
one was a nut. The giant hoop?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a circle nut.
What did the squirrel do after it jumped on you?
I
Cling?
closed my eyes really tight, so I don't know.
Ah,
If you want something to go away, highly recommend just closing your eyes.
I'm not here anymore.
Well,
you can't be on me.
One time, Shepard was just sitting in the front yard of our home, and a squirrel just came up and got it in his lap. He's like a nature boy. I was thinking he was going to start a TikTok and do all that stuff where you just like interact with animals, but
I almost
Never
learned
happened
something
again.
about squirrels on TikTok, and I forgot what it was. Maybe I can
almost
remember.
learned something about squirrels on TikTok.
There's something about squirrels that I wanted to remember.
You
and
were
I've
watching
forgotten.
a squirrel facts video and decided that you didn't want to finish it, so you almost learned something? Nah,
No.
skip.
There's something about squirrels that was really cool. And I would be perfect to talk about it right now, but I can't remember what it is.
This is my advice for you if you believe that a squirrel may jump on your head. I would begin taking some sort of class, maybe a karate class, some sort of class where there's, where you can learn how to move quickly. And the moment that the squirrel
Industrial dancing.
goes for your head, you just, like if you do that, it'll land right in the cradle. And then you've got a squirrel in your hand, which is a situation in which you have the power. You could pass it to another person. You could throw it back into the tree. There's lots of things you could do, but
You can make it talk for you.
so if you take that's one of the first things I learned in karate.
Order me a latte.
You remember karate taught by King Crow?
Yeah.
And I remember that. And just a little bit higher, and there you go. It's a squirrel catcher. That's what you've got right there.
It was something that if you do it, it's a motion that you make and squirrels will come to you.
Yeah, this.
No, that's what the TikTok was.
Oh,
If you
oh
do
my gosh,
something,
I do know what you're talking
the
about.
squirrels will come to
Who's
you
doing
like to
Twinkie?
shepherd.
That's what
It's a
Shepard
joke.
was doing.
It's not real. That's
like
why you
a-
didn't get to the end of it.
it's like a
That's why you didn't
motion.
learn anything. It was a joke TikTok.
Oh, it's a joke.
Oh, it
Yes.
wasn't that.
Yeah, if you take an industrial dance class, you'll catch lots of squirrels. I think that's really where my advice is going to stop.
Well, I don't have any advice, but I'm pretty happy that I remembered almost what I almost learned from TikTok. that turned out to be fake.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what does ChatGPT say? Karate?
It's understandable. Well, first of all,
Right.
to feel scared about the possibility of a squirrel jumping out of a tree and onto your head. But it's important to remember that this is a very unlikely scenario. To help ease your fear, here are some things you can try.
Yeah, because what kind of jerk would that happen to?
Educate yourself.
Yeah.
Learn more about squirrels and their
Educate yourself to the fact that this is not going to happen. Ever.
2. Practice exposure therapy. Gradual exposure to squirrels and trees can help you become more comfortable around them.
Yeah. Well, get somebody who can catch a squirrel and have them rub it on your head and see nothing's happening. See
Of
that?
course,
Should I make an exposure joke at this point?
no.
Yeah.
No.
Don't expose yourself to squirrels at the
When
park.
I'm naked in my house, my dogs run away.
Okay.
I decided not to go for the exposure joke, but just to share a little truth.
Yeah. Thank you for that nugget.
Jasper follows me everywhere until I
3.
get naked. And he's like,
He's like,
I'm out.
I'm out of here.
I haven't earned that.
You haven't earned what?
I mean, I haven't done anything to him while naked that makes me want to run. That's all I was saying.
Well, I wasn't planning on talking about this, but now that you bring it up,
Wait, I didn't finish.
well, it was still a little sidebar. So, yeah, typically, now Barbara learned really early on when mommy and daddy are having mommy and daddy time that she would go into her crate. Then we got a bigger, like softer crate for her and Sean. Sean's stupid. I think we've established that, right? And also, he has the ability to get out of things, and so he ruined that crate, and there was a window of no crate. In fact, we're kind of in the window of no crate right now. And the other night, it was mommy and daddy time. Barbara goes and she's like, my crate's not here, but I know I need to go over here somewhere. And she kind of just goes to the corner of the room. And
Faces the wall.
Sean would go over there and look at her and then look at us. And then he would just keep getting back on the bed and just being on the corner
Can't
of the
he
bed.
look at you both at the same time?
Yeah, he does. He can almost look at us and Barbara at the same time. But eventually, after multiple times of taking him and putting him down there with Barbara and having him get on the corner of the bed, eventually I was like, you know what? He's just on the corner of the bed and he's looking around us. So I think this is going to be fine. And I think we may have scarred him, but just so you know, we had a threesome. I mean, technically, I'm just saying, I'm saying that because he was present, nothing happened. I'm just saying he was present. I think technically, like if you look it up, that's what you would call it. But he was just on the corner of the bed. I mean, I never looked at him until it was completely over.
Number 3, seek professional help.
Okay, thanks.
Number 4,
I'm a believer in that.
distract yourself.
Yeah.
Distract yourself. Distract yourself from the... We're talking about squirrels still.
Yeah.
At mystery_gal21, how to get out of toxic friendships.
Well, I'd like some more specifics. Like, what is their name? What makes them toxic? Have I ever gotten out of a toxic friendship? I guess.
Didn't you text someone that you didn't want to be their friend anymore?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it turns out I was the toxic.
Yeah, you were the toxic one in that scenario. No, what happened was the guy texted him and was just like, hope you're doing well. And Link texted him back, I don't want to be your friend anymore. I mean, that's basically how it went down.
No, it was more like I would love to be your friend, but I don't have the time.
Yeah, that doesn't make it any better.
And I respect you too much to lead you on.
Yeah. And he was like, dude, I was just saying, hope you're doing well.
I don't want to go back to that.
Yeah, well, too late. So I don't think Link has a lot to say here. I think with toxic people,
I think you need to tell them you're moving on.
I'm
still a fan of that.
I think a lot of the methods that you would use in a normal relationship with a person who isn't toxic don't work in situations where you've got someone toxic. So I think you have to think about maintaining your own health. So that could just be completely ghosting someone.
Or a passive-aggressive Instagram post. You know?
I don't recommend doing it over social media. So I would not recommend that. But
Here's a photo of me and all of my friends. If you're not in this photo, You are not my friend.
Right.
Yeah. Here's looking at you.
Okay. ChatGPT said, getting out of a toxic friendship can be difficult, but it's important to prioritize your well-being and surround yourself with positive and supportive people. Here are some steps you can take to get out of toxic friendships.
Okay.
1. Recognize the signs: manipulation, gossiping, controlling behavior. 2. Set boundaries. 3. Distance yourself. 4. Be honest. If you decide to end the friendship, be honest about the reasons.
I said that.
And 5. Seek support.
Wow.
That is
ChatGPT
freaking good.
Might be better than, I don't know, y'all. Y'all might just be getting all your life advice from ChatGPT.
I mean, you might want to ask him some questions before you go to a therapist. Nope, don't quote me on that. Don't quote me on. Don't take my advice or quote me to a therapist.
GP therapist.
What does GPT stand for?
Protocol, something.
Good performing therapist. I don't know. I want to remind you, we have a whole psych line, including this fun mug that when you fill it up with hot water, it reveals all of these sticker designs that say psych. Everything transforms. That is our psych brand. Go to mythical.com/psych to check it out. You'll like it.
Generative pre-trained transformer.
Really?
Generative pre-trained transformer.
That sounds fake.
Okay. One more advice.
Okay. This is from @Varlin95. I want to like beetroot because it's really good to grow with other plants in the garden, but every time I try one, without fail, it tastes like dirt. How do I make beets taste good?
So beetroot is just beet, right?
Just a beet?
Yeah. Maybe.
You pickle it.
I'm sensing like a British situation.
Yeah, 100% pickling is the answer.
I mean, my nano pickle a mean beet.
I think you got to pickle it. Then I think you have to have it in a recipe in which it is not the star of the show. You know, it is an accompaniment.
I would just eat slices of pickled beets, and
But you don't want to start there though, because it does. It still kind of tastes like dirt, but that's actually what makes it good.
Yeah.
I'm saying if you think it tastes like dirt, pickling is going to help. But I would introduce it into a dish that, is about something else, and beets just happen to be there along for the ride.
Now I'll get beet on a salad too. And is that a pickled beet? I guess it is. Like when you get beets on a salad,
I would just say I would get beets on a salad. I think I would probably use the plural when I said that sentence.
or beets. It's a beets. Sometimes I've ordered a beet salad, and there's no, like, there's not greens. It's just beets
Those are roasted, most likely.
roasted. I like them.
But it's like beets and maybe some cheese, some goat cheese, and maybe some walnuts.
Yep. And maybe just maybe a pine
And
nut.
some onions are in there a lot of times. That's really
A lot of time.
really tasty.
Get a lot of time.
Really tasty.
Okay, so
Top
this
that,
is like,
ChatGPT.
Yeah, this is the first one that we've given ChatGPT that's like very, I would say very practical. It's a very practical question.
Yeah.
If you find that beets taste like dirt, here are a few things you can try to make them taste better. 1, do you notice a pattern to this advice?
Yeah,
It
likes to
always
think in
comes in a
lists.
list of 5. 1, roast them.
Up.
2, add flavor. Beets pair well with many flavors such as goat cheese, citrus, and balsamic vinegar. 3, use them in a salad. 4, juice them. 5, experiment with cooking methods.
Man, what are we good for?
I mean, everything that we came up with, ChatGPT came up with too, but then came up with more.
Came up with more and said it in a
And not
simpler
just
way.
this one.
Oh my gosh. We're
Definitely
going to have to do
threatened.
this again. We're going to have to do this as another more because the ones that we can't get to today,
Okay.
it's just fascinating. It's a tease.
Maybe that single guy could date ChatGPT. It seems like they would have.
It'll be
all
like
the
that movie
answers.
Her, which I remember being a really good movie.
Very good. Joaquin.
Now you see it. Now you see something else. Shop Psych, our optical illusion themed apparel and accessories at mythical.com/psych.